Lena stood beside Tom, inside the ancient ship, her heart beating fast. Around them, strange symbols floated in the air, and the soft humming sound of the ship filled the silence. She could not understand how this simple human, a pilot from the faraway planet, had done what no alien could. Tom looked at Lena nervously. "Why is it doing this?" he asked. Lena shook her head slowly. "I don't know." Outside the ship, thousands of aliens watched in shock. The great silver ship, silent for centuries, was alive. The door had opened, and now it hovered just above the ground like it was waiting for something more. The leaders of Velra quickly decided to send messages to every science council. Wanted answers. How could a human activate the ship? Why did the ship react only to him? Inside the ship, Lena tried to study the floating symbols. She could read a few simple words: energy, key, chosen. But the rest of the symbols were too old, or too strange for her. Tom sat in the large control chair, still confused. His hands rested lightly on the glowing controls. He felt strange but not scared. The ship seemed peaceful to him. "I feel like it knows me," Tom said softly. Lena looked at him. "What do you mean?" "I can't explain it. It's like it's listening to me. I'm not saying anything." Lena stepped closer, watching his face carefully. Tom was not lying. She could feel it too. The ship was waiting for him to act. Suddenly, the lights inside the ship changed color. The soft blue became bright white. The symbols started spinning faster around them. Lena's eyes widened. "It's starting something," she said quickly. Tom looked down at the console in front of him. His fingers brushed across the glowing surface, and the ship responded. A new door opened behind the control chair, leading deeper into the ship. "Do we go inside?" Tom asked. Lena hesitated. "We must." Tom stood up, and together they stepped through the door. The next chamber was larger. Strange machines lined the walls. In the center was a tall glass pillar filled with moving silver liquid. Lena gasped. She knew what this was. "The ship's heart," she whispered. Tom stared at the silver liquid. "What does it do?" Lena explained slowly. "This controls the ship's power and its mind, but it should be empty. For hundreds of years, no one could activate it." The silver liquid was moving now, spinning slowly inside the glass pillar. The ship's heart was alive. Suddenly, the silver liquid shaped itself into a simple image, the picture of a human hand. Lena stepped back in shock. "It wants your hand, Tom." Tom looked at her nervously. "Why? I don't know." Tom swallowed hard. He raised his hand and placed it gently on the glass pillar. At once, the silver liquid flowed like water. To meet his fingers, it wrapped around his hand, glowing softly. He did not feel trapped. He felt connected. Then something incredible happened. Memories not his own filled Tom's mind. He saw images of stars, planets, and strange tall beings building great ships like this one. He saw humans standing beside them, working together. He saw war. He saw destruction. And then he saw darkness. The vision ended. Tom stepped back, breathing fast. "What happened?" Lena asked quickly. Tom tried to explain. "I saw history. Long ago. I saw ships like this and humans helping to build them." Lena's mouth fell open. "That's impossible. Your people are not that old." Tom shook his head. "I saw it." Lena realized something terrible. This ship, it was built by the old ones, the ancient builders. But they worked with your people? Tom did not answer. He didn't know how. Before they could speak more, the ship suddenly spoke in a deep voice. The voice spoke in the old language, but Lena could understand enough. Pilot confirmed. System online. Ship had chosen Tom as its pilot. Lena looked at him, fear and wonder mixing inside her. "You are the key, Tom." Outside the ship, alarms rang. Guards noticed the ship was rising higher into the air. The leaders ordered more scientists and soldiers to come forward. They feared the ship might leave or attack. Inside, Lena and Tom hurried back to the control room. "What do we do now?" Tom asked. "You must control it." Lena said quickly. Just listens to you. Tom sat in the chair again, placing his hands on the console. He closed his eyes, thinking about the visions he saw. The ship responded. Outside, the ship stabilized. It stopped rising and hovered calmly in place. Lena watched him. How do you know what to do? I don't know, Tom said softly. It feels natural, like flying my old ship. But easier. Lena couldn't believe it. This human pilot, simple and unknown, was now controlling the most advanced ship her world had ever seen. Suddenly a message came from the leaders of Velra. Lena answered. What is happening inside? The chief asked. Lena hesitated. Then she spoke slowly. The ship has chosen the human. His name is Tom. The leaders went silent. The control room. Tom looked at Lena with serious eyes. I don't want this power, he said. Lena nodded. I believe you. But deep inside, both of them knew. This was no accident. The ship was not just a machine. It was a message from the past. And Tom was the only one who could answer it. Ask ChatGPT. In the center of the galaxy, there was a strange silver ship floating above a great city called Velra. The ship was very old. It had no doors, no windows, and no way to get inside. It had been there for hundreds of years, hanging silently in the sky. Many alien scientists tried to open it, but no one ever succeeded. Lena, a young alien girl with blue skin and yellow eyes, worked as a small technician in Velra. She lived near the place where the silver ship floated. Every day after her work, she sat near her workshop window and looked at the mysterious ship. She always wondered who made that ship and why it was there. No one knew the answers. Lena's father was once a scientist who tried to study the ship. He failed. Like everyone else, he told Lena to forget about the mystery and focus on normal life. But Lena never listened. She kept dreaming. One day everything changed. A group of humans arrived on Velra. Humans were rare visitors. They came from a small planet far away. They were not strong, not fast, and not advanced like the aliens of Velra. People in the city didn't care much about them. But Lena was curious. She first saw Tom, a human pilot, in her workshop. He was a simple man wearing old clothes and carrying a small bag. His small ship was broken, and he came to Lena to ask for help. Can you fix my ship? Tom asked softly. Lena nodded. I can try. While repairing his ship, Lena talked with him. She asked him about humans, about his travels, and about his dreams. Tom was different. He didn't act proud or clever. He was simple and honest. Lena liked that. She also asked him about the silver ship. Have you seen our mystery ship? She asked. Tom smiled. Yes, it's strange. What do you think it is? Tom shook his head. No idea. I just feel like it's waiting. Lena looked at him, surprised. Waiting? No one had said that before. The next day, the leaders of Velra allowed Tom and his human team to visit the silver ship. Tom had requested it. Everyone thought it was just human curiosity. No one believed. Anything would happen. Lena went to watch. A big crowd had gathered. The silver ship hung silently in the air as always. Guards stood near it. Tom walked forward. He looked calm, but unsure. Lena watched closely. When Tom touched the ship's surface, something incredible happened. The silver ship glowed. Soft. Blue lights moved like waves across its surface. For the first time in hundreds of years, the ship responded. The door slowly opened. The crowd gasped. Scientists shouted. Guards ran forward. Lena could not believe her eyes. Her heart raced. Tom stepped back in shock. He looked confused, like he didn't understand what he had done. Lily's ship was awake. The leaders quickly decided that Tom should not go inside alone. It was too dangerous. They needed someone to guide him, someone who knew the language of old symbols. Lena, standing at the front of the crowd, was called. She couldn't believe it. You will go inside with the human, the chief said. Lena nodded, her legs shaking. Together, Lena and Tom stood before the glowing door. Tom looked at her nervously. Ready? He asked. No, Lena whispered. But let's go. Slowly, they walked inside. Inside the ship, the air felt strange. The walls were silver, like the outside, but alive, with lights flowing like rivers. Strange symbols appeared on the walls, floating like smoke. Lena stared at them. She recognized. Some as old builder language, but many were unknown. Tom looked at her. "What does it say?" She shook her head. "I don't know." They walked deeper inside. Every step they took, the ship responded. Lights followed them. Soft humming sounds filled the air. The ship was waking up. At the center, they found the control room. A large chair stood in front of a round console. Symbols floated around the console like stars. Lena felt fear. "This ship is waiting for you," she whispered. Tom didn't understand. "Sit," Lena said, her voice trembling. Tom sat down slowly. The moment he touched the chair, the whole ship came alive. The lights grew brighter. The walls shook softly. A deep hum filled the air, like the sound of a giant heart beating. Outside, the people of Velra saw the silver ship rise slightly above the ground, glowing like a star. Inside, Lena watched Tom carefully. He looked scared, but unharmed. The ship was connected to him. "Why me?" Tom asked. Lena didn't know the answer. But in her heart, she knew this was only the beginning. The mystery ship had chosen a human. And now, the galaxy's greatest secret was waking up. Ask ChatGPT. Tom sat quietly in the control chair, his hands resting on the glowing console. Around him, the ship hummed softly, as if breathing. The ancient symbols on the walls moved slowly, floating like gentle lights. Lena stood beside him, watching closely. Her mind was full of questions, but one thought stayed clear. The ship had chosen this human. Lena had spent her whole life studying machines and old languages. But now, in front of her, a simple human pilot was controlling the most powerful ship in the galaxy. It made no sense, yet she saw it with her own eyes. Tom looked at Lena. "What should I do?" Lena spoke calmly, though her voice shook a little. "Try to listen to the ship. Maybe it will guide you." Tom nodded. He closed his eyes and focused. Slowly, he moved his fingers across the console. The ship responded at once. And the lights grew brighter. The humming sound changed. The floating symbols circled around Tom like they recognized him. Lena stepped back in shock. It's bonding with you." Tom opened his eyes, confused. "Bonding?" Lena explained carefully. "The ship is connecting to your mind. It is accepting you as its true pilot." Tom didn't understand fully, but he could feel something inside him. Felt warmth, not like heat from fire, but a strange energy inside his body. It wasn't painful. It felt safe. Suddenly, the ship spoke again in its deep voice. "Pilot confirmed. Command level active." Tom felt the energy inside him grow stronger. His heartbeat slowed, and his breathing became calm. He felt connected to everything inside the ship. He didn't know how he understood it, but he did. It was like an old memory waking up. "Lena, can feel the ship." Lena's yellow eyes widened. "What do you mean?" "I don't know how to explain. I can feel the walls, the power, the lights. It's like I'm inside the ship, and the ship is inside me." Lena was silent for a moment. Then she whispered, "This ship is not just a machine. It's alive." Tom looked at her, unsure. "Alive?" Lena nodded. "Not like you or me, but it thinks, it remembers. Maybe it's been waiting for someone like you for a long, long time." Suddenly, the ship began to rise higher into the air. Outside, the people of Velra watched in fear and amazement as the ancient silver ship lifted above the city. Alarms rang again. Guards pointed their weapons at the sky. The leader shouted commands, but no one knew what to do. Inside the ship, Tom felt calm. "I'm not doing this. The ship is flying by itself." Lena looked around nervously. "Then where is it taking us?" Tom looked down at the console. Strange symbols appeared again. This time, Tom understood them. Somehow, he could read the ancient language. "It's taking us to a safe place," Tom said softly. Lena was surprised. "How do you know that?" "Just know." Minutes later, the ship slowed and stopped above a high mountain far from Velra. Below them was an empty valley, quiet and peaceful. Tom touched the console. The ship slowly lowered itself to the ground, as gentle as a feather. Lena felt the humming stop. The ship rested silently once again. Tom turned to Lena. "What now?" Lena took a deep breath, and now he tried to understand. She helped Tom stand up from the control chair. Together, they explored the ship more. They entered rooms that no one had seen for centuries. Doors opened when Tom touched them. Lights turned on when he walked near. The ship welcomed him everywhere. In one large chamber, Lena found walls filled with ancient symbols and images. She tried to translate them. It was slow, but she found something shocking. The builders of this ship were not just aliens, she said softly. Tom looked at her. "What do you mean?" Lena pointed to an image on the wall. It showed humans and strange tall aliens working together. This ship was built by the ancient builders. Lena explained, but humans helped them. A long, long time ago. Tom's mind raced. His people were simple traders and travelers. They had no great history. Or so he thought. Lena continued slowly. Maybe your people forgot their past. Maybe the builders disappeared and humans lost the truth. Tom looked at the image silently. Why me? Why not another human? Lena thought carefully. Maybe you are special. Or maybe the ship just needed any human. Tom sat down, feeling heavy. I'm just a pilot. I don't want this. Lena placed a hand on his shoulder. I believe you, but you are here now. The ship chose you. Suddenly, the ship spoke again. Pilot, mission incomplete. Return required. Tom looked up. Mission. Lena realized something. This ship was not just made to fly. It had a mission, a task it never finished. Tom stood slowly. And now, it wants me to finish. Lena nodded. Outside, the leaders of Velra sent ships to watch from a distance. They were afraid to attack, but they wanted to be ready. Inside, Tom and Lena stood in silence, thinking about the future. The ancient ship had waited for centuries. Its pilot had returned, and soon its true mission would begin. Asked ChatGPT. Tom sat quietly inside the ship, staring at the glowing console. Around him, the ship was silent but alive, waiting for his next command. He didn't move. His mind was full of questions. Why had the ship chosen him? What was this mission the ship kept talking about? Lena stood beside him. She watched him carefully. She knew Tom was confused and scared, but she also knew he was the key. Somehow, this simple human pilot was connected to the past. The ship proved it. You must find the truth, Lena said softly. Tom looked at her. How? We searched the records. We studied the old history. Somewhere in the past, there's an answer. Lena led Tom back to her small workshop in Velra. She locked the doors. Outside, the city was full of rumors. Spoke of the human who woke the silver ship. Some were amazed, but many were afraid. The leaders wanted to control the ship, but no one knew how to remove Tom from it. Inside the workshop, Lena opened her father's old data tablets. They were full of ancient stories, forgotten records, and strange maps. Lena's father once believed in the old legends, but no one listened to him. Now, Lena believed too. For hours, Lena and Tom studied together. This map shows the travel of the ancient builders, Lena said, pointing at a star chart. They went to many galaxies. But here, she pointed to a small planet. This is your world, Tom. Tom leaned closer. Earth. Yes. Lena nodded. Long ago, the builders visited Earth. Maybe they worked with your people. Tom shook his head. But why would humans forget something so important? Lena thought carefully. Maybe after the builders disappeared, humans returned to their simple life. Maybe they lost their history in wars or disasters. Tom looked down. He felt strange. His people always thought they were small and unimportant. But now, maybe. Humans were part of something bigger. Tom, Lena said seriously, your DNA matches the ship's codes. It's not random. Your blood, your body. The builders designed the ship to recognize humans. Tom looked at her, and the ship was waiting for someone like me. Lena nodded. Yes. Suddenly, Tom felt heavy. He sat down, holding his head. I don't want to be special, Lena. I'm just a pilot. Lena touched his shoulder gently. I know, but the ship needs you. Tom looked at her eyes full of fear. What if I fail? Lena smiled softly. Then I will help you. They worked through the night. Finally, Lena found something important. A message, she whispered. From the builders? Tom looked at the old writing on the tablet. Lena translated slowly. If the ship wakes, the human must remember, the gate must open. Tom frowned. What gate? I don't know yet, but it's part of the mission. Before Lena could explain more, her communicator beeped. A message from the council. Then looked at Tom. They want to take the ship. Tom stood up quickly. No, they say it's too dangerous in your hands. It's not in my hands, Lena. The ship chose me. I know. They looked at each other. Both understood. If the council tried to take the ship by force, a war could start. Lena made a decision. We must leave Velra. Tom was shocked. Leave. Yes, Lena said firmly. The ship wants to complete its mission. We must find this gate. If we stay here, the council will stop us. Tom hesitated. He had never left a planet while being hunted. Can the ship fly far? Lena nodded. It's the fastest ship in the galaxy. It's faster than any known machine. Tom closed his eyes for a moment, then opened them. Let's go, Lena packed her tools and data tablets. Together, they returned to the ship. The guards saw them, but no one dared stop them. The ship itself was the greatest weapon. Tom sat in the control chair. The ship's voice greeted him. Pilot, ready for command. Lena sat beside him. Tom touched the console gently. Find the gate, he said. The ship responded at once. Lights filled the chamber. A star map appeared above the console. The path was marked with glowing lines leading far beyond Velra. The ship knew where to go. It's ready, Tom said. Outside, the council's ships moved into position. The leaders had decided to stop Tom, even if it meant a fight. They're going to block us, Lena said, watching the sensors. Tom looked at her. What happens? If they attack? Lena said softly then, the ship will protect you. Tom sighed deeply. He didn't want a battle. Can we escape without fighting? I think yes. This ship can move faster than their sensors, and let's do it. Tom placed both hands on the controls. Go. The ancient ship responded instantly. With a soft hum, it rose into the air. Then, like a flash of silver light, it disappeared into the stars. The council's ships were left behind, powerless to stop them. Inside, Lena and Tom felt the smooth energy of the ship as it jumped through space. Faster than light. Faster than any alien ship. Lena smiled for the first time in many days. We did it. Tom looked at her. Where are we going now? Lena pointed at the star map. To the place where your people once stood. Tom nodded. To the place where history was lost. And where the future now waited. Ask ChatGPT. The ancient silver ship moved like a ghost between the stars. It was faster than light, faster than any machine known in the galaxy. Inside the ship, Tom sat quietly in the control chair. His hands rested on the glowing console. He looked calm. From outside, but inside, his mind was full of questions. Beside him, Lena watched the star map carefully. The ship was taking them to an unknown place, far beyond any explored area. A place where even her people had never gone. A place the ship called the Gate. Lena felt both fear and excitement. Tom looked at her. Are we safe? Lena answered softly from the council. Yes, from what's ahead. I don't know. But Tom gave a small nod. I trust the ship. I trust you, Lena said quietly. For many days they traveled. The ship took care of everything. It gave them food, water, and rest when they needed. It watched over them like a silent guardian. During the long journey, Lena taught Tom about old symbols, languages, and star maps. Tom taught her simple human ideas about flying, teamwork, and trust. They became more than just a pilot and a technician. They became friends. One day, as they floated near a blue star, the ship spoke. Warning, enemy ships detected. Lena stood up quickly. Enemy who? The ship showed the screen. A dark fleet of ships was behind them, coming fast. It's the Shadow Empire, Lena said, her voice tense. I've heard of them. They're hunters. They steal ships and technology from other worlds. Tom frowned. Are they after us? Lena nodded. They know about this ship. They want its power. Tom touched the console. Can we outrun them? Maybe not now. We're close to their territory. Tom sighed. Then we fight. Lena looked at him in surprise. Are you ready? Tom smiled a little. I don't want to fight, but I will protect this ship. I'll protect you. Lena felt her heart jump. She said nothing, but she believed him. The enemy ships came closer. The ancient ship's voice spoke calmly. Weapons system online, shields active, pilot in control. Tom saw controls change in front of him. He understood them like old memories. Waking up. I can fly this ship like I was born to do it. Lena watched in amazement as Tom moved the ship with smooth, fast motions. The silver ship spun, dived, and rose like a living creature. The enemy ships fired laser blasts. Tom moved fast. The ancient ship's shields blocked every attack. Then, without hesitation, Tom pressed a glowing button. Silver beams shot from the ship's weapons. 2 enemy ships exploded, Lena gasped. This ship, it's stronger than anything. Tom stayed calm. I don't want to kill, but they leave me no choice. More enemy ships attacked. The battle was wild. In the middle of the fight, Tom closed his eyes for a second. I can feel the ship thinking with me. Lena understood. The ship was alive in its own way, protected its pilot. After a long battle, the Shadow Empire ships gave up. They turned and ran. Tom did not chase them. He let them go. Silence returned. Tom breathed hard but steady. Lena looked at him with deep respect. You saved us. Tom opened his eyes. No, the ship did. No, Lena said softly. You did. Tom smiled weakly. The ship's voice spoke again. Path clear. Continue to the gate. Tom touched the console, and the ship jumped forward into deep space once more. For hours, neither of them spoke much. The fight had shaken them. But Lena stayed close to Tom, knowing he carried a heavy burden. Finally, the ship slowed down. In front of them was something incredible. A giant structure floated in space. It was shaped like a circle, miles wide. It was broken in some places, but still whole enough to recognize. Lena whispered, The gate. Tom stared. What is it? Lena explained carefully. It's a space gate, built by the ancient builders. It was used to travel to other galaxies. Tom looked at her in shock. Other galaxies? Lena nodded. Yes, beyond our stars. The ship floated toward the broken gate. Tom touched the console softly. What does the ship want? Lena read. The floating symbols. The ship's mission is here. It wants to repair the gate. It wants to open the path again. Tom understood. This was the mission the ship spoke about. But suddenly, alarms rang inside the ship. Warning, Shadow Empire returning. Large fleet approaching. Lena's face went pale. They brought their full army. Tom stood up. Can we fight them again? Lena shook her head. Not this time. Too many ships. Tom thought fast. Then he looked at the gate. I have an idea. What? We don't fight them. Finish the mission. Fast. Lena understood. If they opened the gate, they could escape. Tom sat in the control chair. His hands moved quickly now, working with the ship like they were one. Lena connected her tablet to the ship's core, helping to decode old commands. Together, human and alien worked side by side. Outside, the enemy fleet closed in. Inside, Tom and Lena fought a different battle, a race against time. Lights filled the ship. The silver liquid heart spun faster. Lena shouted, It's working! The gate is repairing itself. Tom focused. His eyes glowed slightly from the energy flowing through him. The gate's broken circle began to close. The enemy ships appeared on the horizon. Tom whispered, "Almost there." The gate powered up. A golden light filled space. The fleet fired weapons at the ship. Tom pressed the final button. The gate opened. A path to a new galaxy waited. Tom looked at Lena. "Are you ready?"
Oh.
Lena smiled. "With you, yes." The ancient ship flew forward. Together. They left the known galaxy behind, and their real journey had just begun. The silver ship moved smoothly through the golden tunnel of the gate. Stars and lights spun outside as Tom guided the ship forward. Lena sat beside him, watching carefully. Neither of them had ever seen anything like this before. Ships. Voice spoke calmly. Crossing complete. New galaxy reached. Tom looked at Lena. "We made it." Lena nodded slowly. "But what is waiting for us here?" The gate had taken them far away from their old galaxy. It escaped the Shadow Empire's fleet, but Lena knew enemies never gave up easily. She had a bad feeling in her heart. The ship slowed and left the golden tunnel. Ahead of them, a new galaxy stretched like a sea of stars. Planets, suns, and strange clouds of gas filled the view. It was beautiful, but also silent. Too silent. Tom looked at the map. This galaxy is empty. Lena checked the ship's sensors. No signals, no ships, no cities. The ship itself spoke again. "Mission incomplete. Searching, searching." Lena stood up. "What is it searching for?" Tom looked at the controls. Maybe the builders. Maybe something they left behind. They traveled through the new galaxy, exploring strange places. They found silent stations, broken gates, and planets full of ruins. It was clear the builders had come here long ago, but now they were gone.
Oh.
One day they reached a dark station. Floating near a dead star, the ship stopped. Message detected. Playing. A voice filled the ship. It was old, weak, and broken, but still clear. "If you hear this, you are too late. We ran, we failed. Beware, the Dark Ones." Then silence. Lena felt a chill. "Dark Ones. What are they?" "What?" Tom shook his head. He didn't know. Suddenly alarms rang. The ship's voice changed. "Warning. Unknown force detected. Large energy source approaching." Lena checked the screen. A dark shape was moving toward them. It was bigger than any ship they had ever seen. It looked like a shadow, but solid, moving like a living creature in space. Tom's hands gripped the controls. "Is that a ship?" "No," Lena said softly. "It's something else." The dark shape came closer. Strange sounds filled the air, not words, but something worse. Whispers, like thoughts touching their minds. Tom winced in pain. "I can hear it. Inside my head." Lena touched his arm. "Stay strong." The ship tried to move, but the dark shape was too fast. It blocked their path, surrounding them. Suddenly weapons fired. The ship shook violently. Tom shouted, "Shields failing." Lena looked at the screen. "It's draining the ship's energy." The dark shape was not just attacking, it was feeding, drinking the ship's power like a predator. Tom fought to control the ship. "We need to escape." Lena searched for answers in the old builder codes. Then she found something. "Tom, the builders created this ship for one reason. To stop the Dark Ones." Tom was shocked. "This ship is a weapon?" Lena nodded. "Yes, but it needs full power. The builders called it a guardian ship. You must unlock its final system." Tom looked at the console. Symbols flashed in front of him. He focused, letting the ship connect to his mind. Saw visions again. Builders creating the ship. Humans standing beside them. A great war, and then silence. Tom opened his eyes. "I know what to do." The dark shape attacked again. The ship shook hard. Sparks flew. Lena held onto the wall, watching Tom. Tom placed both hands on the controls. His body glowed softly as energy from the ship flowed through him. He spoke in the ancient language, words he didn't understand, but felt inside his heart. Guardian mode. Activate. The ship responded at once. Lights turned gold. Symbols spun fast. The silver walls changed, growing brighter and smoother. Outside, the ship transformed. It changed shape, forming large energy wings and sharp silver edges. The dark shape hesitated, sensing danger. The ship's voice spoke in a strong tone. Guardian system online. Threat level maximum. Target locked. Tom felt power like never before. He wasn't scared now. The ship trusted him. He trusted the ship. Attack. The silver ship moved like lightning. Golden beams shot from its wings, cutting through the dark shape. The enemy screamed a sound felt inside their minds, not heard by ears. The dark shape fought back, firing strange energy. But the silver ship's shields were stronger now. Lena watched in awe as Tom flew the ship like a master. His hands moved smoothly. His face was calm and focused. "Tom, you're amazing." Tom didn't reply. Was connected to the ship fully. He moved as one with it. The battle was long and hard, but finally the dark shape grew weaker. The golden beams burned through it, breaking it into pieces. With one final strike, the silver ship destroyed the dark shape. Silence returned. Lena breathed deeply, shaking. Tom relaxed in his chair. His body stopped glowing. The ship's voice spoke gently. Enemy eliminated. Mission progress. 60% complete. Tom looked at Lena, tired but alive. "We won." Lena ran to him and hugged him tightly. "You saved us." Tom smiled softly. "No, we saved each other." Lena looked up at him. "What was that thing?" Tom thought for a moment. Then he said softly, "I think that was why the builders created this ship. To fight them?" Lena nodded slowly. "And now, it's your ship." Tom shook his head gently. "It's not my ship. It's our ship." Lena smiled. Outside, the dark shape's broken pieces floated silently in space. But far away, other shadows waited. "The war was not over, not yet?" asked ChatGPT. The battle had left Tom tired but stronger than ever. The ancient silver ship, now fully awake and powerful, hovered silently in the new galaxy. Lena stood beside him in the control room, her eyes wide with hope and pride. Together they had faced darkness and won. But the final challenge was still ahead. Outside, the stars shone bright. The gate they had repaired glowed softly behind them. Beyond it was a new path, a way to other galaxies, other worlds. Tom looked at Lena. "Is this the end of the mission?" he asked quietly. Lena shook her head. "No, it's just the beginning." Suddenly, the ship's voice filled the room. "Warning, enemy fleet detected. Approaching rapidly." Tom's heart sank. "The Shadow Empire." Lena nodded. "They brought their strongest forces. They want this ship. They want two. Control the gate." Tom stood up, placing his hands on the console. His eyes burned with determination. "We won't let them." Outside, the enemy fleet appeared like a dark storm. Hundreds of ships moved forward, ready to attack. Tom felt the ship's power flowing through him. It was no longer just a machine. It was alive, fighting alongside him. The ancient ship transformed again. Golden wings spread wide, shining like the sun. Energy shields covered every side. Lena watched the controls light up, feeling the strength of the ship grow. "Prepare for battle," she said calmly. Tom smiled. "Let's finish this." The enemy fleet fired first. Bright beams and missiles flew toward the silver ship. The shields absorbed everything. The ship moved with speed and grace, dodging attacks like a bird in the sky. Tom guided the ship through the battle. He fired powerful energy beams that cut through enemy ships. One by one, the enemy fleet began to fall. Lena worked quickly, repairing the ship's systems and decoding enemy signals. Suddenly, a huge enemy battleship appeared. It was massive, covered with weapons and armor. The leader of the Shadow Empire. Tom faced it bravely. "This ends now." The battleship fired a giant blast. The silver ship shook violently. Tom held the controls tight. Shields up. Full power to weapons. Ship responded, glowing brighter than ever. Energy built up in its core, ready to explode. With a roar, the silver ship fired a massive beam. The blast hit the enemy battleship and tore it apart. Enemy fleet paused, shocked. Tom took the chance. Now, full speed through the gate. The ship surged forward, breaking through the enemy lines. The gate's golden light welcomed them. Behind them, the enemy fleet slowly retreated. Inside the ship, Tom and Lena breathed deeply. They had won the battle. The ship's voice spoke softly. Mission complete. Legacy restored. Lena smiled. At Tom, you did it. You were the pilot the builders waited for. Tom looked out the window, watching the stars. I was just a simple pilot, he said. But this ship? It made me more. Lena nodded. Humans have a history older than we thought. You are the legacy of the ancient builders. Tom smiled softly. Then it's our duty to protect it, Lena agreed. Together, we will keep the peace. The ship floated forward, ready to explore new galaxies and protect the universe. Tom and Lena stood side by side, looking to the future. The stars were bright, humanity's true. Story was only beginning. Ask ChatGPT.